What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Today's video, I would like to give you guys some quick Atlanta Falcons news. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So today in Atlanta Falcons news, the Atlanta Falcons have re-signed offensive lineman Strom Norton, Elijah Wilkinson, Brandon Parker, and Kyle Hinton. And all of these guys have been rotational offensive linemen or backup offensive linemen for our starters. And I do think that this was great news for our Falcons to re-sign these guys. I do believe with the offensive line, continuity is very important because all five guys on that offensive line have to play as one. And I definitely believe that Dwayne Leffert, our offensive line coach, is one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL. They talk about how close that unit is in the locker room and in the meetings and things of that nature, that's one of the closest units on this Atlanta Falcons team. And I definitely feel like our offensive line has been one of the strongest units as far as their play over the last couple years. That we've done a good job of re-signing those guys and keeping that unit, that core unit together. Outside of us losing Drew Dahlman to the Chicago Bears, I really feel like the Falcons have did a good job of keeping that unit together and things of that nature and having that continuity up front. Now, Ryan Newsel, we did place a tender on Ryan Newsel, who's our backup center. He played last season when Drew Dahlman went down with injury for a couple games, and to me played really well. So at this point, he could also be back with our Atlanta Falcons. But at this point, with that tender that we placed on Ryan Newsel, if another team attempts to sign him, the Atlanta Falcons have the right to match the offer. So I definitely think that he could also be back as well, possibly competing for that starting role. I do believe he played well enough last season to possibly win that starting job. There could possibly be some other guys out there that the Falcons could go out and sign. There's been a couple of guys that were released today. The New England Patriots released their center, Andrews, and then also the Minnesota Vikings released their center. I believe his last name is Bradbury, if I'm not mistaken. So those are two guys that are out there that are veterans that have been starters for the last couple years with their franchises. So maybe the Falcons go out and try to bring in a veteran and sign one of those guys. But I could easily see the Falcons just bringing in Ryan Newsel because of the cap situation and things of that nature. And because Ryan Newsel is already familiar with the other four guys that's on that offensive line, meaning he played with them last season for a good portion of the season, they could just go with Ryan Newsel because I really feel like that'll be cost effective. I do believe that he'll be cheaper than trying to bring in Andrews, who's been a Pro Bowler for the Patriots, or possibly bringing in Bradbury from the Vikings. He probably will be his contract. We probably could get him here with Newsel for a more reasonable deal, but they also could always go in the draft and bring in another guy that can compete with Ryan Newsel as well for that starting role. But I definitely like what the Falcons are doing as far as the offensive line of keeping that core unit together. Like I said, continuity is very important up front with those guys being able to play next to each other for a number of years. But you guys give me your thoughts on the Falcons bringing back these reserve offensive linemen as well. I think that that's also very important as well. And not only Ryan Newsel has played well, but also Strom Norton. When he's gotten his opportunities, I believe he filled in a couple games as well at that right tackle position when Caleb McGarry went down with injury for a few games as well over the last couple seasons. And to me, he didn't miss a beat as well. When Strom Norton got in the game, it wasn't noticeable that we were missing our starting right tackle. And that's what you want out of your reserved offensive linemen. You don't necessarily need those guys to be starter quality necessarily, but you need guys that can come in for a game or so, or game or two, game or three, to, be able to perform at a high level. And that's what we've seen out of our reserve guys. When Hinton has gotten in the game, when Strom Norton has gotten in the game, and when Ryan Newsel has gotten in the game, those guys have looked really good. And that tells me that Dwayne Leffert is doing a really good job of developing those guys and having those guys prepared on Sundays to play. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.